Welcome to Happy Pocket Full of Money book review number 15. We're on the chapter Happiness, Life is Joy, and Joy is Life. The essential nature of life is joy. Joy is what life is made up of, and vice versa. It is the natural state of all beings. Anything with life and everything has life has joy as its natural state. It is how we are born as children, with a natural ability to live life with carefree abandon and joy. You can recapture that nature and extend it. The same laws of the universe that apply to wealth also apply to happiness. You have already seen many of these laws in previous chapters. Apply them to happiness just as you applied them to wealth. This is especially so with the law of cause and effect. If you wish to be happy, cause another to be happy. Conditionality is also an illusion when it comes to happiness. You are not happy because of certain conditions, but certain conditions come into being because you are happy. Happy thoughts and images also result in happy external events and conditions. Remember, too, act as if you are happy and to be grateful for all, even before you experience it. And remember to practice detachment. Perhaps the most important thing to remember is that the external world fashions itself to your internal world. If you are not happy with the external world, seek what it is internally that you are not happy with. Then choose to be happy about it. Love yourself, and the world will love you. Be happy with yourself, and the world will be happy about and with you. How do you do these things? You just do them now. Do not complicate this. It is simple. Make the decision right now to be happy with you and to love yourself. Happiness is a decision. Decide now to be of the state of happiness, and all else will follow. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Happiness is a continuum of movements that are not resisted. If you resist a movement, you will not be happy with it. Also, what you resist persists. What you accept and bring into your light reveals itself and lets go of you. Unconditional love, acceptance, detachment, and tolerance, all these lead to happiness. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Sadness and joy are different grades of the same thing. They just appear to be different things. Hot and cold are actually just graduations of the same thing called temperature. When you express yourself and your desires, you have joy. When you do not, you have sadness. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Follow your desires. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. It has been said that happiness comes from you making things happen for you instead of you waiting for things to happen to and for you. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Balance your mind, body, and spirit. See, I read that wrong. Balance your body, mind, and soul. Without a balance, you may become unhappy. Spend time doing things related to all these three aspects of you. For your body, take care of it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Use it. Exercise it. Feed it well. Rest it, and so on. For your mind, continuously feed it with new knowledge. Exercise it. Think properly and deliberately. Rest it, and so on. For your spirit, learn about it. Exercise it. Meditate and get in contact with it, and so on. And for all three, listen to them and honor what they tell you and love them. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Joy is your true nature. Another word for your soul is joy. Soul equals joy equals freedom equals soul. The lack of joy is the lack of expression of the soul. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. So he's saying he is, I am soul. I am freedom. Protect and nurture the environment, nature. Whether it is in your immediate surroundings or around the world, do your part and do more. The health of your environment influences the health of yourself, which influences the joy of yourself. The beauty and comfort of your environment also influences your joy. The joy and harmony in all things that make up your environment influences your joy and harmony. It is all connected. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Love, laughter, sharing, enthusiasm, optimism, and lightheartedness, these things make a person happy. Choose to be these things, and you will be happy. Just make the choice to be these things from now on. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Find the humor in everything. Everything has humor in it, even the most serious things. Try it. At first, it may be hard to find humor, but soon it will become second nature after you get used to it, and it will liberate you. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Happiness is not found in a circumstance or event. Each event is just that, an event. You choose to experience an event as a happy one or an unhappy one. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. When faced with an event, choose the response that will bring happiness. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Happiness comes from creating instead of reacting. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Happiness comes from truthful observation of what is within you and outside of you. It comes from being truthful to yourself and everything else outside of you. The truth literally sets you free. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Choose to be happy. You are not your circumstances. That is a powerful illusion. Your circumstances are you. That is a truth. Try to understand this. When you change you, you change your circumstances. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Choose to like yourself, to love yourself. Scream aloud several times. I love myself. And do it convincingly. Just make the choice now. Do not complicate it. It is a simple choice. What if there is something about yourself that you do not like? Start liking it, and then change it. See, what you resist will never let go of you. If a person told you not to think of the color red, you will find yourself thinking of the color red. Whatever it is that you do not like about yourself, stop resisting it. Instead, accept it. Bring it into your light, love it, and look at it calmly with detachment. Smile with it and befriend it. It will then reveal its secrets to you and let go of you. But you must continuously choose to like yourself fully at all times. This means that you start thinking about the thoughts you have about yourself. Whenever you get a thought about yourself that is negative, end it instantly and go positive. Be deliberate in thought. You become what you think about most often. If you think unloving thoughts about yourself, you become an unloved person. Both you and other people will be unable to love you. It is very simple. Choose well, for it is all within your power to the extent that you choose clearly, consistently, and believingly. If you consistently think you are ugly, unwanted, unable to do this or that, it will be so. The universe will conspire to make the powerful thoughts that you have of yourself to become true. The conditions to make them true will arise. Change your mind and change your world. Choose well. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Live now, here, like Harry Potter was advised by his headmaster, Albus Dumbledore, in the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone movie. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Harry Potter found a magic mirror that showed, according to Dumbledore, the deepest and most desperate desires of our hearts, but not knowledge or truth. Dumbledore then cautioned Harry Potter against its use, for although it may have felt comfortable for Harry to spend all day dreaming of his desires, doing so was not living. Living is what allows life to express itself, and with expression comes joy. It is okay to dream, but live life now, here, because the only place you can live life is now, here. Dumbledore then explained to Harry Potter that the happiest person was the one who looked into the magic mirror and saw only him or herself exactly as they were. now, here. Think about that. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. There's an old saying that says, when you laugh, the world laughs with you. But when you cry alone. Stop crying and start laughing. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Keep it simple. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Have enthusiasm. Live with passion. How? Choose to do so. Just do it. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Change your mind. Start seeing how good things really are, and you will have joy. Look at the light, and you will never see the darkness. Change your mind. Change what you think you see. You can be looking at the same thing and see a happy picture instead of an unhappy one. See the good in everything. See the magic. That is what happy people do. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Joy is what happens to us when we allow ourselves to recognize how good things really are. Marianne Williamson. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Cultivate your relationships with people. Happy people, statistically and quite obviously, have healthy and happy relationships with friends and family. Love is a powerful force. Be friendly and of unconditional love, and you will make friends and have many fantastic relationships. That said, you must always remember that you need nothing outside of yourself to be happy. Do not become a person that relies on others to be happy. That is an addiction and a false that is an addiction and a falsehood, not to mention an unfair pressure placed on others that will only lead to eventual unhappiness. Love yourself and recognize that your love for others must be unconditional and free. Then be friendly and keep your freedom of choice. Any relationship where you lose your freedom of choice is an unhealthy one that leads to unhappiness. Stable, fair, free, and loving relationships on all levels lead to happiness. Think about this. You do not owe anybody anything at all, ever, for any reason. Everything you do for others is a gift to them, and vice versa. Once you understand this statement deeply, you understand unconditional love, one that requires nothing in particular from others, and one that is not pressured to give anything in particular to others. And all that exists are gifts, given and accepted cheerfully and naturally. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. From love comes joy. What is love? Love is not a bond. It is a freedom, a liberator, not a binder. It is a free expressor, not a limiter. In the presence of true love, things flourish as they are, perfect. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Khalil Gibran. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Do not spend any time at all thinking about how unhappy you are or how this, that, or the other makes you unhappy. Remember, you become what you think of most of the time. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. The less judgmental you are, the happier you become. The more forgiving you are, the happier you become. So, become more forgiving. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Cherish and nurture your freedom, and let others have theirs as well. Practice unconditional love for yourself and for others. Freedom and love, these are the keys to happiness. Do not cut your freedom short or cut another's. True and unconditional freedom and love are the flames that fuel creativity, trust, growth, and expression of spirit, hence joy. It is important to understand the nature of unconditional love and freedom. Love and freedom that comes full of conditions goes against the only constant in the universe, change. Every moment, things change. Change is growth. Conditional love resists change. It is a love of an idea, not a person. It is the love of a past known moment and not a future unknown moment. It is full of fear that the conditions will one day not be met. That fear attracts the very thing that is being feared. This is evident all around our world today. Finally, yet importantly, conditional love and freedom takes away the power to choose happiness no matter what the event is. Happiness is a choice. People who understand this are able to face any situation with joy. Conditionality makes it harder for you to do this. To be happy, Start to understand and practice unconditional love and freedom. Start to enjoy watching others grow as they choose to grow, not as you choose them to grow. Start to enjoy the unknown moment of the future and stop clinging onto a past known moment. Start creating instead of reacting. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. It is not how much you do, but how much love you put into the doing and sharing with others that is important. Try not to judge people. If you judge others, then you are not giving love. Mother Teresa. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Give, give, and give. Giving is another powerful key to happiness. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Give unconditionally whatever a person needs in the moment. The point is to do something, however small, and show you care through your actions by giving your time. Mother Teresa. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. Khalil Gibran. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. One of the best ways to become wealthy and happy is by practicing meditation every day. Meditation puts you in touch with your highest self, with your higher self, and the teachings in this book become you, experientially in every cell of your body. They no longer are theoretical constructs, for they become you. You no longer have to struggle to practice and remember them, for they are you. Start meditating, and one day soon you will have this happen to you. The recommended meditation technique here is Vipassana, mindfulness and sight meditation. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Spread your joy, make others happy. It will come back to you sevenfold. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Whatever it is that you wish others to recognize and see in you, recognize it and see it in them. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Compliment others every day. Find something to compliment. Do it genuinely. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Consider this. In ultimate reality, there are no rights or wrongs, no shoulds or should nots. There are no accidents or coincidences, or good luck or bad luck. All events are perfect outcomes of universal law that never fails or errs. It is our choices and goals that make a thing right or good, right or wrong, good or bad, in the pursuit of that goal or choice. For example, killing is a perfect outcome of universal law, and it is not in itself wrong. But if, as a society, we wish to promote peace, happiness, and prosperity, then killing is wrong. Our choices make a thing right or wrong. But on its own and without our choices, a thing is just a perfect outcome of universal law. And also consider this. Change is all there is. Change is all there is. That includes what society considers acceptable or not. Even what looks like an acceptable form of behavior now was at some time in the past unacceptable and will someday become unacceptable, and vice versa. Also, what is acceptable here may not be acceptable somewhere else or at another time or place in the day. Think about this on a global, racial, sexual, economic, status, and age scale. Then ask yourself why. Also consider this. To the extent that you make your own choices instead of taking the choices passed on to you by others, you will be happy, growing, and free. What is should? What is can? Why? Who are you? Why? Why? Think about all these things. Think about them with detachment. Observe them truthfully. Within those answers, you will find liberation, power, love, and happiness. The more you choose for yourself what your life events are, based on your truths and not the truths of others, the wealthier and happier you are. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. You learn to love by loving. You just do it. It is not complicated unless you complicate it. So do not complicate it. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. You need not wait a single moment to start being happy. How fantastic is that? Right now, right here, you can make that choice. You need nothing outside of yourself to be happy and wealthy. It is all inside. The outside simply responds to allow you to experience your internal state physically. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. The truth is, the happy people get happier because they know how to be happy, and the troubled get more troubled because they pour all their life energy into their troubles. Susan Page. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Remember the dangers of wanting? Never want happiness or anything else. A state of want is a perpetual state of never having and a declaration of not having. Instead of wanting, desire and intend with detachment. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. The more love you give away, the more of it you get in return. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked. When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find that it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Khalil Gibran. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Do not complain, neither to yourself nor to others. What good does it do except highlight negativity and cause it? I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Smile, just smile. Try it. It makes you happy. Smile because you know how life works, because you know the big secret. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Real joy comes from within, from being. Pleasure and pain come from without, from things outside of you. Joy never stops being joy. It is the nature of spirit, of being. It is not affected by external things. Once you are present now and aware and in touch with yourself, the joy will be everywhere in you, and it shall never stop. It never had stopped and never can stop anyway, but you can be blind to it by not being here, now, fully present. Joy is an eternal state in now. It is not in the past or future, for those are times that do not exist, except only in the mind. Pleasure and pain, on the other hand, are external. They are also complementary. The same thing that gives you pleasure gives you pain. Think about it. Whatever external thing gives you pleasure, when it is not there, you feel pain. You feel the pain of not having it. The same thing gives you pleasure and pain. Or the thing that gives you pain, when it is not there, you feel pleasure. The same thing gives you both. All external things do this, and that is why people are often feeling unsatisfied. However, once you touch yourself and live now, real joy comes to the surface, and that can never change to pain. From that point on, everything will become enjoyable. Even the most painful things will cease to bring suffering to you, and you will marvel at all life. Joy is being, and being is isness. Now, from that point on, you shall be happy with all being, resting no present moment, but creating your next moments in a powerful way through true choice. Resisting no present moment, but creating your next moments in a powerful way through true choice. Resisting is what isness. Resisting what isness is futile. Resisting now is painful. What do you expect to gain out of resisting what is? You cannot undo it, so why bother? Yet when you touch yourself and feel joy, you should not need an intellectual conviction to stop resisting now. You shall just naturally love all being. Why does the same thing give you both pain and pleasure? It is because of the mind living outside the moment of now. For example, if you like a certain thing that gives you pleasure, when you have that thing, you enjoy it, unless you worry about losing it. When you do not have it, and you let your mind escape now and go into the past and future thinking, it was great when I had that thing, and I really wish I had it now. I look forward to when I will have it next. I will next have it. I do not like not having it now, you start getting into problems. When you think like that, you totally miss the joy of now, what is. And that gap between now, isness, and the past and future that only exists in mind is the cause of pain, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Joy is always in the moment of now. It is ever present, but you can choose not to see it. When you are out of mind, of no mind, you are being now in harmony with all else that is now. In that state, you are in the best position to enjoy now and also create the next now in the most powerful way, free of worry, anxiety, and negativity. The mind is a tool, and you should activate it to create an intention of the next now. This very quick and detached thinking should not take any more than a few seconds every now and then. If you use your mind to constantly ramble on inside your head thinking about the past and future, all you do is live in the past, worry about the future, and lose now and joy. And anyway, that is no good formula for creating a future. All problems exist only in the mind. They cannot exist in now. In now, you always pass. You cannot fail now. Not 2 seconds from now or 5 hours from now, but right now. All problems exist outside of now, in the mind, when you use the mind incorrectly. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. All other things held constant to the extent that an individual or society loves unconditionally, causes each other happiness, and lives now, so they have wealth and happiness. Remember, life is a celebration, and joy makes for celebration. Joy is spirit being expressed in the ways it likes to and desires to. Express your spirit and let others express theirs. Well, we started with money, went on to larger things, and now we shall go back to money. Money is not the real thing. It is only a symbol of the real wealth inside us. We have so far been looking at what makes up the real thing. Even though money is not the real thing, we still need to know how to use this money. It is still a full circle, a full cycle. For money is the end of many other things that make up wealth consciousness. But it is the beginning of the experiencing of wealth consciousness as material wealth. Money is a symbol of wealth and the beginning of the experiencing of wealth, so that we may know how wealth tastes like experientially. Money has two uses. One is to allow us to exchange our gifts. The other is to allow us to experience wealth. Through this experience, we are able to increase our wealth consciousness and love it even more. Wealth consciousness begets wealth and money, which begets wealth consciousness, and the cycle goes on. It is a full circle, a full cycle. So we go back to money. New chapter. Money. How to use the symbol. This is worth repeating, for repetition causes internalization. Money is not the real thing. It is only a symbol of the real wealth inside us. We have so far been looking at what makes up the real thing. Even though money is not the real thing, we still need to know how to use this money. It is a full circle, a full cycle. For money is the end of many other things that make up wealth consciousness, but it is the beginning of the experiencing of wealth consciousness as material wealth. Money is a symbol of wealth and the beginning of the experiencing of wealth, so that we may know how wealth tastes like experientially. Money has two primary uses. One is to allow us to exchange our gifts. The other is to allow us to experience wealth. Through this experience, we are able to increase our wealth consciousness and love it even more. Wealth consciousness begets wealth and money, which begets wealth consciousness, and the cycle goes on. It is a full circle, a full cycle. Let us spend some time on money. Do not be ashamed of money. Do not act as if you are ashamed of it. Hiding money, handling it as if it were dirty, being dishonest with money, and other similar attitudes and acts are all detrimental to you if you wish to acquire wealth. This is not a call for you to start bragging. It is a call for you to be honest in all ways with your money. Be honest to the money and about the money. Things that lead to dishonesty with and about money or things that stem from it eventually damage your health. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. I love money and money loves me. Scream this enthusiastically, repeatedly, every now and then, until all feelings of ridicule and guilt and fear of money eventually leave you. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. As you become wealthier materially, it may be in your best interest, depending on where you live, to have offshore specialists look into your affairs and structure them for maximum safety and benefits. Vehicles such as trusts and holding companies in offshore jurisdictions have enabled wealthy people to have peace and continued prosperity for generations. Remember that presently we do not need governments and we must pay our fair. Remember presently that we do need governments and we must pay our fair part to keep them running. It is to our advantage to have government, but government was created to serve its people fairly, and when it ceases to act in such a way, then it becomes your biggest hindrance and stressor. And because government is run by human beings capable of error, government can sometimes oppress instead of enhance. They can sometimes waste instead of create. They can sometimes make legal laws that are unfair and unjust, even if it is only to a proportion of a population. That is why it is to your advantage to structure your affairs very early on in such a way that you are both within and outside of government control, instead of remaining totally within government's control. That freedom is sometimes the key to growing wealth. Sometimes it can even save you from losing your wealth. Excuse me. This call to look offshore is not a call to greed and anarchy. It is a call for freedom and fairness. For if you cannot guarantee that your government will be fair at all times to you, you should then guarantee that you can step aside or outside safely in the event that it is not. There is no point in taking an unnecessary and lethal blow to your finances in the name of patriotism. Options enable choice. Without options, you cannot choose. Always ensure that you have options in everything. In regards to wealth and many other matters, the options you should seek to guarantee are the option to travel at will when you need to live in a place where you are happy and safe, and to handle your finances in the way that best suits you and your society, in your fair judgment. The way to guarantee those freedoms, those options, is to have 2 legal passports from 2 separate countries, legal residency capability in 2 countries with unrelated jurisdiction, and offshore bank accounts and offshore holding or processing companies. Asset and income protection arrangements are much like insurance, by the way. You do not insure your house against fire after it burns down. You do it before the fire, in case a fire ever comes your way. But never forget that you have an interest in paying something fair in taxes to keep your government healthy. Even if you find yourself in a position whereby you can escape all taxes, it is a good idea to voluntarily pay about 10% of your income in taxes. This guy. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Pay your fair share of tax cheerfully, for it keeps a society alive and functioning in order. It is up to you to determine what fair is. Over the ages, sages and teachers have taught that 10% is a fair amount. Even religious texts have recommended similar 10% arrangements. Mathematically, 10% is also optimal for all involved. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Of your income, devise ways to ensure that you pay about 10% of it in taxes, that you give about 10% to charity, you invest 10% in long-term growth and wealth-building investments, and you use the remaining 70% to live, grow, and enjoy life. The added bonus to you using your money to enjoy life is that you spend money on things you make others wealthier. The added bonus to you using your money to enjoy life is that you spend money on things you make others wealthier. As you get immensely richer, you may live on a lower percentage of your income than give and invest more. These ratios were designed over the ages to give you and your world the best growth and wealth possibilities for all. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Keep accurate personal and business accounts. Know what happens to your money and know where it goes and comes from. Knowing is the first step to mastery of anything, and not knowing where your money goes is crippling. If your cash out exceeds If your cash out exceeds your cash in, your upkeep, staying alive, will be your downfall. You cannot plan and analyze what you do not know. Be careful, however, about managing your finances. This is not a call to stringent cent counting and misery. Do not let your keeping of accurate financial records turn you into a miser, a person who believes that money is in short supply. Keeping accounts is just that, keeping accounts. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Surround yourself with very wise advisors, associates, and employees. The wise person keeps wiser counsel. Have wise counsel in all fields: business, accounting, tax, law, trusts, investments, etc. Pay them well, pay them on performance, and give them bonuses when they deserve it. Remember, wealth usually flows to those with right knowledge, but the person who gets that wealth does not necessarily have to be the possessor of the knowledge. Wealth usually flows to those with right knowledge, but the person who gets that wealth does not necessarily have to be the possessor of the knowledge. The wealthy person is often the one who brings together teams of knowledgeable people, even though he or she may not possess the knowledge personally. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Learn to multiply your efforts. One of the best ways to do that is to delegate massively. Delegate almost everything. Every person has certain unique capabilities, but they also share many other things with everybody else. For example, Einstein's special gift was in physics. That is where he varied most with the rest of us. But on all other things, that variance was very low. He walked, wrote, saw, cleaned the house, and did other chores just a little better or a little worse than we all do. Now, if in a day Einstein insisted on doing absolutely everything in his business, from thinking about physics to drawing charts and anyone else could have drawn to sweeping his floor and all that, he would have ended up with far less time to spend on his unique talents and therefore have realized less from them. A person's unique talents are what makes the person and the world wealthy. Wealthy people usually look at themselves honestly. Wealthy people usually look at themselves honestly and see what it is that they most enjoy and what it is that they are a whole lot better at than most other people. This is an honest look. What they are best at may be strategy, marketing, innovation, horticulture, flying, driving, or anything else. They may also be good at a whole lot of other things, maybe even slightly better than most people, but that is besides the point. The point is what it is that they are fabulous at, not just good at, but fabulous. That is the question. The only other question is, what is it that they really enjoy and cannot stop doing? They do not say, I can clean the floor better than my cleaner, for even if that is true, it is self-defeating. All that matters is what they are better at by far than anyone else and what they enjoy. Then they do not only that thing and they delegate everything else. Then they do only that thing and they delegate everything else. They do not worry that people will not do the rest as good as they would have. Imagine if Bill Gates tried to do everything at Microsoft. What good would that do him or the rest of us? A person such as Bill Gates is focused on what he or she does best and what he or she enjoys best. People like that delegate all the rest, even if they can do some of the rest better than their helpers can or employees can. In addition to that, people like that recognize that there are many things that other people are a lot better at doing than they themselves are. Delegation multiplies efforts and results. Put it in your thinking and your goals to delegate almost everything in your business except for the one thing you are exceptionally good at and what you most enjoy, even if it is just dreaming up new ideas. To the extent that you delegate to the right people, so shall you become more productive and hence wealthier. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Increase the rate at which you get ideas. Read books and magazines every day for a few minutes each day. Learn to read faster. The more new ideas you get, the better. Get a speed reader course or book. Try to find books. Use Amazon.com's user rating system to see what readers like you have found useful in their lives. Read magazines in all areas of life. Get a broad picture of the world. The best thing about magazines is their images. They feed your imagination and your goals. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Another way to look at the making of money is viewing it as a change of thought causing a shift in the way energy in the universe is exchanged. This is not so that you may start living like this, but just so that you may see that simply changing your thought causes a rearranging of the energy in the universe and leads to increased wealth. Let us see how that works historically. Thousands of years ago, people were hunters and gatherers. This was a dangerous and unpredictable way to live. The desire to have more stability and safety caused human beings to think, why do I have to chase after these goats in the wild every day? That led to the idea that goats could be kept at home, domesticated. Now, instead of chasing after the goat every day across the grass plains, men brought the goats together in an enclosure and fed them the same grass from the plains. Even before this new idea, there was always an availability of grass, land, and goats, but no one had thought of changing their arrangement, of domesticating the goats. The idea simply changed the way they exchanged each other and the way different forms of energy were exchanged. A desire for a better life caused a thought that caused betterment in the standard of living using the same material that was always there. A change of thought pattern caused this. Next, the human beings desired to reduce their hardships further by acquiring items they needed but did not have. They first did this by going to war with tribes that had these items. Then they desired a much safer way to acquire these items, which led to the idea that they could trade. Again, they improved their lives by rearranging their thoughts, causing a change in the way energy in various forms is exchanged. Trade went along fine, the only problem being the long distances, and it took a person to carry a goat to exchange it with a bag of wheat in the next village. The desire to exchange faster and more efficiently led to the idea that instead of everyone walking all over the place, they can instead meet at one central spot and show all their goods and trade. The market was formed. Again, look at it closely. The ingredients had always ever existed, but the idea that it could be done that had not. The desire for better caused the desire for better caused the idea that caused a shift in the way energy forms were exchanged. Remember, the law that says energy is neither created nor destroyed only changes form. A market did not drop from the heavens on this people. They simply changed their thought pattern, and it was done. Today, the desire to trade even faster has caused us to have currency markets and stock exchanges. Imagine the time when a trader had to walk for half a day to the market, sell one cow, then walk back half a day home. Next came trucks, and farmers could drive several cows to the market and be back home early enough to do another trip. Then came futures and options exchanges, which enabled people to buy and sell thousands of livestock futures and options in seconds without having to get up or remove a single cow. Yet nothing dropped from the heavens. It was all right here. People just desired differently, and that desire took an infinite coordination of dozens of seemingly unrelated events to end up with a high-tech futures and options market and the zero need to move the cow at the time of trade. The sequencing of everything to end up with the result that enabled faster trade and profiting was unpredictable. But because the desire was there, nature fulfilled. But let us go back to the past. The agrarian revolution came along, and people from their desire for more wealth ended up with ways to improving farming. Again, they simply desired, and that desire led to thought. And what had been always there was rearranged. Nothing dropped from the heavens, but even then it could take 3 generations to build a good-sized home and a fair collection of possessions. The average person did not even think it was possible for them to live in a multi-room brick house with certain amenities that was for kings and queens. Today, life is different. We were born assuming our observation that house is something that we shall automatically always live in, and that we shall automatically have clauses in certain other things that were reserved for royalty back then. It does not even cross your mind for a moment that you can lack certain things, yet people in the past struggled for generations to get those things, the same things. We have the certainty that they did not have. The point here is to see the powerful effects of certainty on an individual level and on a wider scale. Certainty of thought causes massive shifts in the way energy is rearranged, a massive upshift in certainty of thought and in desire for being always. A massive upshift in certainty of thought and in desire for better always leads to a massive shift in the way energy is rearranged from a better life. For a better life. Take, for example, the emergence of the IT boom. You had Bill Gates and hundreds of other young people making massive amounts of wealth in very short periods. People would have become billionaires in a few years instead of 4 generations as it used to take. And as fresh kids out of college watched this happen, they believed they could do it. And many of them believed. And a whole range of new businesses were formed in no time at all. Young people in their 20s were becoming millionaires by the dozens every day. Yet nothing new dropped from the heavens in those few years. All it took was massive desire, belief, and change of thought. Then the energy was always there in various forms, and then the energy that was always there in various forms was rearranged into a whole bunch of new forms that led to wealth. And just as millions of people today live better than a few kings, just as millions of people today live better than a few kings lived in the past. Okay, I'm going to have to cut it short here, guys. So thank you for watching the replay.